Hey again there, pilgrims on the Ascension journey. We're all pilgrims, man, on this in this accelerated ascension process in a much larger ascension cycle. Anyway, so the last video I didn't get to read from Alchemical Wizard 16, Natural Nootropics. So let's get into it. Man, we're getting into this, right? The enhancement of mood, sharpening of concentration, and an improved focus without side effects or withdrawals. Natural nootropics is our topic for discussing brain boosting cognitive health. Yeah, cognitive health, man. In these transitioning times. So we may be better equipped at critical thinking, discernment, and concentration during this ascension process. These are not the pharmaceutical, chemical, nootropics, smart drugs, quote. These are herbal and natural nootropics that help increase circulation to the brain by altering the concentration of neurotransmitters, reducing brain inflammation, key there, reducing brain inflammation, stimulating the formation of new brain cells, and protecting the brain from free radical damage. Did you catch that? The word nootropic is based on Greek words mind or intellect, and affecting or changing in the way specified. One of the main ones is ginkgo biloba, used in Chinese traditional medicine for more than 2,000 years. It promotes better blood flow within the brain. Also, green tea and sage are cognition enablers. Also, astaxanthin, an antioxidant found in high concentration in green algae. I'm going to try to pronounce this here. Hematococcus pluvialis. Man, there's some Latin in there, right? Before it gets consumed by salmon, krill, and shellfish. Astaxanthin helps keep brain cells pliable. I guess that's why, everybody's like, do fish oil, do krill oil, do cod liver oil. But be careful for the mercury, because there's a lot of mercury in the oceans, and the mercury is really bad. Those heavy metals, especially mercury, for the brain cells. Not good, guys. So if you can get, like from a green algae, you can get that astaxanthin, much better, okay? Even though, because they can grow those algae, they just don't pull them from the sea. They can grow them. It's kind of like the spirulina ponds and the chlorella. Anyways, yes. Okay. So helps keep the brain cells pliable. This is a good one for stacking or helping other vitamins and herbs to be more bioavailable. So the astaxanthin, green algae, like the spirulina, the chlorella, the astaxanthin, good to take with vitamin C, I believe, and ester C. A more why we always talk about this is because do we always get kale shards, the leafy greens, like on a daily basis? So we have to consider that. And there's lots of magnesium in the kale and in the really dark shards. What else is there? And, arugula and the lettuces and the different, the leafy greens, the dark leafy greens. Really good to munch on those as much as you can. I usually take a couple of handfuls and throw it in the smoothie like daily. So then I don't have to take as much supplements, because it's better to get it from the foods, because we haven't done the massive research into, we still are just, we're at the starting point of all these plants and how they affect our biological body, our avatar, right? because there's other nutrients in these foods that add, instead of just separating them out into single little vitamins and minerals and, anyways. Moving on. This is a good one for stacking, the astaxanthin, to take with other herbs and vitamins. Just like when you take a D3 with the magnesium or calcium. And what was the D3 thing? Not the D3 from, gosh, they're getting it from lanolin or something, from the, when they shave sheep and stuff. Try to get a plant-based D3, okay? If you're taking that. Otherwise, just get out here, like in this sun and the particles that come through into your skin, right? Very important, your epidermis, the epidermis layer, right? Very important to not only when you're taking a shower and have filters on your water, your skin's very sensitive, guys, out in the sun too. Get a little bit of that, because this whole biological thing was built to be out in nature for a planet called Earth. This frickin' design is amazing. So we've gotten away from that into this whole weird, corruptible, really terrible design of like us being in these wooden boxes and electrical systems surrounding us and disrupting our DNA and disrupting our brain cells, right? But if we get out in nature and we create some of these sacred spaces, that's why you always see people, hey man, I'm gonna go on a retreat. I'm gonna go to Costa Rica. I'm gonna go to Belize. I'm gonna go to these cool yoga retreats. There's a reason, so that they can get sane again, right? But if we do that and we start building a better design, which we are, those things are gonna come online quickly. Like biomimicry and what's the other guys? The Bioneers, those guys. There's some great things going on. Okay, we're off on another tangent. One of the nootropic nutrients is pyrroloquinoline, quinone, PQQ. Cells produce energy through the mitochondria, and we've talked about the mitochondrial biogenesis. We have talked a lot about mitochondria producing ATP. Okay, so keeping these guys healthy is essential for the brain. PQQ has shown an ability to support energy production within the brain by protecting existing mitochondria and stimulating growth for new ones. Of course, omega-3, 6s, and 9s, Tesla, 3, 6, 9, sacred numbers, stackers as well by keeping the brain pliable and flexible while protecting the brain from inflammation. What was, I just saw something that wasn't just the flaxseed oil. It was like, I guess like the coconut oils, and I don't know, off into that. Now, this doesn't have to be a brain hack, so consider simply adding a few more herbal supplements and foods to your regenerative, detoxifying, and anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Diet, Adding a matcha green tea, cooking with sage, or taking rhodiola that's already in your adaptogenic herb complex. Really, there's only like, you would think that I would be taking massive supplements and vitamins, guys, but really I think today I have only taken like 6, just like I took an adaptogenic herb complex. I took a bioavailable vitamin C, because I don't think I have any fruit, so I took that. And what else did I take? I took a little bit of the spirulina cracked chlorella. What else did I take? Oh, I took a mushroom booster mycelium tablet with my probiotic. So those 2. And then I took a trace mineral. So I didn't really even take that much. And then I'm going to make this really cool smoothie for my dad and me. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. um, herb complex supplement to your nutritional routine, which will help your cognitive skill set, which will help us as we take in so much more information at an increasingly rapid pace in this accelerated ascension process. So add a few of these to clean up so that you can help your biological body do its thing. So you're helping the mitochondrial biogenesis, you're helping the oxygen, you're helping with these plant herbs, these natural nootropics, so that you can keep your brain cells that you've already got pliable, and then maybe possibly add more to it, because we're adding more energy and more consciousness. We're adding this. So we're talking about the mind, body, spirit, right? We're talking about cleaning this up so that you can add more of the mind, you can add more massive consciousness, and then the spirit, basically you're adding more of that energy light of that metaphysical part, your light body, your causal body, your aura, your morphogenetic field. You're building those photonic light, right? Your chakras. You're adding more light to those chakras, which they're opening up for you when you're engaged in this ascension process, right? And when you're helping yourself, when you want to, you engage in your own process and you're helping yourself, right? You're nurturing yourself and you're thinking about these things, and then you're helping others too, because you're making your own biological self happy in your light body, and then that connects you to the multiverse, and then the dimensions, that spirit, that morphogenetic field, or your Merkaba. They call it the Merkaba when you're in your kind of your toric field, your bubble, your morphogenetic field. Think of the Fibonacci spiral. Think of the bagel, a donut shape. That's what we call the toric field, or your morphogenetic field, your electromagnetic field, right? And that is your vehicle. That is your Merkaba. And however it grows, and whatever colors are in spectrums of this photonic light energy that surrounds you, that holds this thing together, that holds this water and microorganisms together. And what in the third dimensional state that it's in, right? Because it's dense. That's the densest state. Well, for us, for this organism. And anyways, and so your light body, because you are connected, that's why we say you are a multi-dimensional light being. And when we always say light, we're talking about particle physics. We're talking about photonic energy. We're talking about outside that spectrum. We're talking about, they haven't even gotten into, after the gamma, into the cosmic rays, right? That's a whole other energy spectrum that we still need to we don't need to, but make little descriptions maybe. Anyways, that's why there's a lot of general talk that I give as well. I've read through some of the papers and they're still working on that. But I also use some of the old, chelantic morphogenetic science too, because that's been around for billions of years. Okay, so number one, rhodiola, rosea, or Arctic root, an adaptogenic herb that prevents fatigue, reduces stress, combats brain fog, and enhances mental performance. Once in a while, you know what I do? When the photonic waves come in, and then I know that they're coming in, I do a couple of drops of this rhodiola and a couple of drops of the colloidal silver, and maybe the next day. So I do a little extra boosting when I know, and I can feel it. The roof of my mouth gets like almost canker sores, and I know that my immune system's been compromised. So I kind of watch it. In fact, The 4th and the 5th, I felt it massively. I mean, whoa, man. Like, I think I slept that next day, 14 hours or something. But yeah, I felt it. And it wasn't even on the charts, but I knew it was there. And then we found out that the timeline got shifted and the chart got changed, right? I'm going to, the other video I'm going to throw, I'm going to put up some of the other charts that I found. Anyways, Bacopa minori, an extract from the Brahmi plant, has been used in Ayurvedic number 2. Ayurvedic medicine to enhance memory, improve mood, and decrease depression and anxiety. I think we all could use a little bit of that, man. I know I could. I've been in a little bit of anxiety for 2 years. Waiting for the first public domino to fall. Anyways, okay. It protects against age-related neurodegeneration and cognitive decline. Number 3, Huperzine A, highly purified and concentrated extract from the Chinese club moss plant. The main active component in this plant is used to enhance memory and learning. Number 4, lion's mane. We've talked a little bit. I made a whole video about immune boosting fungi, medicinal mushrooms. Lion's mane, can't forget about lion's mane, one of the mushroom boosters. It contains compounds called hierocinones and ironacines that, pardon my linguistics, that have neuroprotective and cognitive enhancement. It also increases nerve growth factor, NGF, parentheses, a protein necessary for the growth, maintenance, and survival of neurons. 5, acetyl L-carnitine, a form of amino acid carnitine that is manufactured naturally in the body through the synthesis of our kidney and liver of the essential amino acids lysine, methionine. Once in a while I take, in fact, lysine, and I'm getting into reading more about the B vitamins too. Okay, I'm getting off track. Iron and vitamin B6 and C. Lysine can be found in cereal grains and legumes. Methionine in sesame seeds, Brazil nuts, and other plant seeds. Excuse me. Also in spinach, potatoes, and corn. Acetyl L-carnitine produces acetylcholine, an important neurotransmitter for memory, learning, and cognition. Cognition. Ignition. 6. Cytocholine. Cytocholine is synthesized by the body from choline and is converted into important cell membrane compound phosphatidylcholine. Choline is an essential nutrient related to the B vitamins that must be consumed in the diet. Good sources of choline, if you do not eat pasteurized eggs, include legumes such as garbanzo beans, lima beans, lentils, and sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and almonds. Number 7, tyrosine, an amino acid found in eggs, seaweed, soybeans, nuts, whole grain seeds, and beans if you don't eat meat. Tyrosine is an essential amino acid involved in the production of neurotransmitters such as dopamine and stress hormones like norepinephrine, noradrenaline, and epinephrine, right, of course, adrenaline, quote, in parentheses. This is a mood regulatory amino that helps prevent cognitive decline in stressful conditions. I just had a thought that all the time, all of these alchemical wizards that I've been giving when I go through these different herbs and vitamins and supplements and things is that I usually write down what they do for that specific. Now, these have other functions as well. I just am writing down one of the functions because we're on, natural nootropics and we're talking about the brain. So some like a vitamin C or vitamin B complexes, right? Into like there's even more vitamin B12 and B17. So there's more that they do besides, but I'm usually hone it into the specific theme that we're talking about. Okay. Number 8, L-theanine, a compound found primarily in black, white, and green teas. It works by increasing levels of serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, the neurotransmitters that improve mood, memory, and learning. This is a good one to add MCT oil, right? Do another stack, right? That's becoming really popular, the MCT oil. People are adding that to their coffee. I mean, if you can get clean coffee, although roasting anything creates a certain acid or something. So, so don't do too much of it. Don't do too much of the coffee. Don't do too much of the caffeine. I'm working on that myself. I'm guilty of it because I still really dig like dark Italian espresso, especially after a meal. It's a thing. It's a habit probably. Anyways, so I'm guilty too. Working on it though. Got the cool different teas and stuff going. The neurotransmitters that improve mood, memory, and learning. This is a good one to add MCT oil, although I usually just add a bit of raw, organic, extra virgin coconut oil, local honey, and some coconut milk to my teas. I might be getting too much coconut milk. Somebody said that the other day in one of my groups that I go to. I go to a healing group down in Ashland, Oregon, where we, and it's helping me enhance my telepathic healing ability, my telekinetic healing abilities, my psychic abilities, because there's a few people that have that are tuned into more of that. And I caught some of that from talking to a friend of mine who's a healer. It's a whole bunch of healers and different like a Reiki master. There's like a nutritionist, there's a whole bunch of cool people that I go and hang out, meetup group. Have your own meetup group or start your own, guys. It's just a great way to talk to people, even if you have differences. It's really, usually the ones that I go to are really cordial. I mean, they're pretty nice, but I'm, in an area where there's, old hippies and then even the younger progressive people, and there's a college. So down there in Ashland. So, progressive places, but a little bit nicer maybe, and maybe a little bit more open-minded. There's still crazy people though, but it's cool. We all help each other. Moving on, tryptophan, number 9. Tryptophan, an amino acid naturally found in a variety of foods, is essential for the formation of serotonin and the production of niacin. Okay, not just in turkey. I know you were going to say tryptophan. High tryptophan foods include nuts, seeds, tofu, turkey, oats, beans, lentils, bananas, dried dates, mangoes, chickpeas, and I am not kidding, spirulina. Yeah, there's tryptophan in spirulina, man. I use spirulina and the cracked cell wall chlorella, those two, quite a bit, especially if you're a vegan or a raw food person, or, I don't know, incorporate that in your life, even if you're a meat eater and you're getting like some kind of grass-fed, buffalo meat or whatever or Angus beef or something. Add some greens, add those super greens to that diet so that those enzymes can go and digest that meat out of your upper, lower, and your colon. Okay, 10. Rosy periwinkle, an Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine, all parts of this beautiful flower. the rosy periwinkle. All parts of this beautiful flower are used in India, you know, Ayurvedic, and then over into China and Mongolia. It helps blow blood flow. It helps blow through. It helps blood flow by thinning and increasing oxygen supply to the brain. So, yeah, so the oxygen too. And breathing from the diaphragm and trying to remember to do that throughout the day to get some oxygen therapy, and that will help the magnesium, the oxygen therapy, the structured water, and the good deep breathing. That's why meditation, because it helps you, that technique, and we're going to get into that. I wrote another article on a specific meditation that I'm going to get to in another video, okay? That helps you breathe. And then you start to think that, and then during the day you can pull that little technique out, that little tool of meditation. You can just do 3. You know, you're at work, you're all stressed out, and you're like, all of a sudden you remember your morning meditation. You're like, hold on. Boom, done. Just a 3 deep breaths, put the oxygen in, and since you had some good salad and greens that day, and you had some bioavailable copper in your magnesium, and you had some good stuff for your cells, the oxygen gets through your cell walls and then gets to all the mitochondria in there, and they produce ATP, and you've got more, and those hormones are talking to each other all the way from down in the gut microbiome to the brain biome, whatever they call it. I forgot. Anyways, into the neurotrans, you know, those chemical messengers, those hormones, and they're up and they're building brain cells, and then all of a sudden you're going, and the light bulb comes over your head. I have an idea. Bing! All right, that's enough. Stay hydrated, my friends. Travis Carper, Ascension Health Coach. We're getting into it, and things are just progressing. It's going to look like chaos out there. Probably it's going to be a little cattywampus for about next 4 years, maybe couple of years. But reach out, slow down, reach out for the good information, because there's a whole bunch of good stuff going on too as well behind the scenes. And there's already stuff sitting on the shelf ready to go, economically, politically, free energy too, all of that. There's all kinds of stuff that everybody's been working on, and now that it's not going to be suppressed, it will come out. So be optimistic. Be optimistic, guys. The human beings and everybody that's here in this linear time on this planet chose to be here, and it is real. It's going to be hard. We're going to have to look at a lot of dark stuff, but you know what? It's worth it. Because now you won't be that omnipotent being, spoiled brat. You'll actually be compassionate, humble, and you'll add more love, light into your heart. And that's the experience of love in all its myriad forms and diverse expressions. In this fluidic fractal space-time continuation